Marwa, just to make me feel better, how do domestic political dynamics within Israel influence the country's willingness and ability to sustain a conflict with Iran? I mean, I've been reading, for example, that there's a great deal of discontent because too many reservists have been called up too often. The reserve system apparently is a lot different than that of other countries. Marwa?
Yeah, I think all of these things are tangential. Israel has shifted over time, has changed over time. Netanyahu is the king of Israel. He's the leader of Israel. So despite any opposition, this is lip service to anything. You have now Netanyahu and his government, Smotrich and Ben Gvir, these very religious right-wing, myth-driven legends and legacies and all of that characters, along with Netanyahu. And even the opposition, Gantz or Lapid or these characters, they end up just approving whatever policies are set. So I would say Israel's domestic political environment strongly shapes its willingness and ability to sustain a prolonged conflict without any opposition. Its political system is increasingly dominated by hawkish coalitions that I referred to. They prioritize aggressive security measures, but now the new thing over the past decade or more, it's reinforced by ideological and religious narratives. It's no longer the secular national Israel of the 1950s. It is what it is now. It is referring to biblical promises, the land of Abraham's descendants, again, excluding Ishmael, you don't know why. So that contributes not only to public discourse or tangential kind of narratives, but to strategic calculations. It's kind of this idea of it's opportune, it's a historical imperative. We can do it now. So there is a merger now within Israel, whether a polity at the societal level or at this political elite and policy setters level, that combines both a sense of security imperative, which is constant all the time, as if Israel is constantly under existential threats, but now paired with this idea of fulfillment of a historical and religious destiny. It's now or never kind of rhetoric. So Israel is moving towards that logic that combines these aspects, ideology and policy. And you find it in even public opinion. During the war in Gaza, most Israelis did not watch that war as other people in other parts of the world watched it. There was censorship and there was military censorship. I mean, you cannot really report on certain things within the Israeli media. So you end up having an Israeli who's not exposed to what the rest of the world sees and ends up increasing the support to his or her leadership, namely Netanyahu. And they interpret and frame the military campaigns as existential threats paired with moral justification. And it's very ironic that there is some borrowing and almost plagiarism from political Islam, in a sense, where this sense of, a holy war or a sacred mission or divinely opportune moments are interjecting the public discourse right now. So yeah, I would say, in the end, these hawkish coalitions that are in existence in the leadership, the religious nationalist ideology paired with this kind of support of the public that I don't think is informed well enough, definitely makes a prolonged conflict sustainable for Israel. But the question is whether the U.S. Would continue its involvement, and that's why I can foresee a situation where the U.S. is out of this war, but Israel is continuing this war in the region at large with this strategic depth all over this region and working it by itself, in a sense.
Ooh. Two questions, Marwa, before we go on to David. The first one being straight up economics. Can the Israeli economy on its own sustain this without heavy financing from the United States? And the second part, and I was talking to a friend of mine who in Athens, who is in the golden visa business. And he said the number of Israelis with a great deal of money, the new Greek golden visa is really expensive. You're going to spend more than $1 million to get it. No, there's been a significant increase in the number of well-to-do Israelis who are buying golden visas in Greece. So how do you see the economics playing out on this one?
The economics will work. I think now this, and that's an interesting thing. There are always no data points about how, especially when you pull the reservists, and that affect the economy in Israel. Therefore, it has to have short campaigns, and we've seen that in Gaza. It could sustain a 2-year plus, war. So Israel surprised us by how long it can actually prosecute a war. So I think that in a situation like that, the economics will be sorted out. That's, I think, the government's attitude. Will figure this out, but ideologically and strategically, they are on a mission here. And I think that's why economics are relegated. This idea of golden visa in Greece, or were you talking golden visa in UAE?
In Greece.
Okay, so you mean, are you insinuating that money will run out of Israel and go somewhere?
Basically, the well-to-do heads of businesses, there are a couple of people that apparently spoke to my friend about establishing their companies in Greece, taking them out of Israel and putting the headquarters.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, you can actually, that's better. Okay, secure the money somewhere else, safe, and still have the money to support the war efforts and pay taxes or contribute to the. So, in fact, actually, that's part of the strategy of how to continue the war.
That's interesting.